Hi there, and welcome to Films According to Chris Wyatt. Today's film is The Visit, the latest from M. Night Shyamalan. Ah yes, M. Night Shyamalan, also known as the filmmaker who almost could. You may or may not remember, but he was a pretty big deal back in the early 2000s. His breakthrough film, The Sixth Sense, a horror thriller about a young boy who could see ghosts, was a huge hit, showcasing Shyamalan's fresh style and fascinating take on familiar genre tropes. The Sixth Sense still holds up pretty well, though for my money, his second film, Unbreakable, was even better. It brought an interesting new perspective on superhero mythos that, at the time, we hadn't really seen before. Then he made Signs, an okay film, but repeat viewings have made its multiple flaws more apparent. Of course, everything he's done since, whether as a writer, director, producer, or a combination of the three, has ranged from dumb, misguided, dull, incompetent, hilarious for the wrong reasons, or an unwatchable piece of self-righteous holier-than-thou bullshit that's less of a film and more of a means for M. Night to stroke his ridiculous ego. Of course, the topic of M. Night Shyamalan being one of the biggest letdowns of a once promising filmmaker is hardly anything new. His newest film, The Visit, is about a couple of precocious kids who spend the week with their previously unknown grandparents. Only after arriving and noticing their grandparents' unusual behavior, they begin to have concerns whether there might be something seriously wrong with Grandma and Grandpa. The movie is a back-to-basics return to the horror thriller genre for Shyamalan, with a lowish $5 million budget, and this time with the found footage angle. And upon release, some even said that The Visit is actually the best film M. Night has made in a long time, and a welcome return to form. Hell, I've wanted to see M. Night make a good movie again as much as anyone else, so naturally I went to see it. After watching it, is this the long-awaited comeback for the once great and powerful M. Night Shyamalan? No. 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 It's not. It's really not. And I'm seriously wondering if I saw the same film as everyone else, because The Visit is a shockingly inept and borderline unwatchable mess of a movie. The only thing that prevents it from being the worst film of Shyamalan's career is that Lady in the Water still exists. First off, the movie uses traits common of senior citizens as horror iconography and means to build suspense. How so? Ominous shots of Grandma aimlessly sleepwalking through her house in the middle of the night, Grandpa having lapses in memory, or Grandpa having to wear adult diapers are all used as means to make you think there is something sinister and vile about these people. Seriously, if you want audiences to be suspicious about shady characters, that's fine, but trying to make you think that Grandma and Grandpa must be evil because, God forbid, they do old people things is the kind of hateful and abhorrent storytelling that's sleazy, underhanded, and kind of offensive.
Nana, you okay?
Good afternoon.
I heard you laughing.
I have the deep, darkies.
Of course, when Shyamalan isn't using scary stories from the nursing home as his source of dread, his go-to source of suspense comes from cliched shots of blank stares, creepy faces, and things going bump in the night. Oh, and a plethora of badly executed and cheap jump scares, the trademark of any bad horror film. Now don't get me wrong, jump scares can be an effective technique when used in horror films, if they're done properly. It's just here they're either lazy, predictable, or just plain ineffective. I'm also kind of confused as to why this is a found footage movie in the first place. It doesn't really add anything to the movie, other than that the oldest girl is a wannabe filmmaker and records the whole thing, but just comes off, like most bad found footage movies, as a means to cover up bad direction. The first two-thirds of the movie are incredibly boring, and while the third act livens things up a bit, it only does so via questionable camera work, odd editing choices, and one cliche or misconceived gross-out bit after the other. It's so ineptly directed that most of the audience was laughing when the film was clearly trying to be scary. Though, interestingly enough, when the film was actually trying to be funny, it barely got any laughs. The actors, once in a while, show some genuine talent, but their characters are so terribly written that for the most part, they come off as grating more than anything. As I already mentioned, the grandparents spend most of the movie staring ominously or doing their best cliched creepy face. The oldest girl is an aspiring filmmaker who spends most of the movie attempting to hang lampshades on the filmmaking cliches in which M. Night continues to indulge in, and the youngest son is a wannabe rapper. Yeah. I mean, seriously, is there anything more annoying than a pretentious wannabe filmmaker? Oh. Yeah, okay, guess I shouldn't say too much about that one. Well, at least I was never a wannabe rapper. What? No! No, 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 no! That was back in college. It was a 90s themed party. I went as Vanilla Ice. Get out of here. Moving on. And because it's a Shyamalan film, yes, there's a big twist at the end, which I won't spoil, but, can we please stop pretending this guy was ever that good at surprise endings? Because here, the twist is just a thuddingly obvious and uninspired reveal, joining the plethora of other bad twists from, actually, every film Shyamalan has made other than the one from The Sixth Sense. I'm not joking here, folks. This film is bad. It's really bad. I'd probably be saying it's the worst film so far of 2015 if I hadn't already seen Fantastic Four. There is really no reason to see this film. Instead, you're better off popping in your DVD of The Sixth Sense or Unbreakable to remember that time that M. Night Shyamalan seemed to know what the hell he was doing. I give The Visit 1.5 stars out of 5.
Mom, you need to come right now.
Alright, thanks for watching this video. Let me know what you thought of The Visit by leaving me a comment below. And if you like what you saw and you want to see more, click subscribe and tune in next Monday for a new video. I've also got links to some of my previous videos here and links to my social media pages in the description box below. I'll see you next time.